Welcome back to the Bannock Industries YouTube channel. Now today we are back here. We got our 2018 Skidoo 850. Currently a 154. Came stock as 165. We chopped 10 inches off the tunnel. Put a 146 cooler in it. It's got a 154 track. You would have seen that in the last videos. The very last video we swapped from the 165 to the 154. It does have a Silver's turbo running 6 pounds of boost. And yeah. In the last video I went to go start it. That should actually be attached to something. So today's video is all about what happens, you know, when your pull cord leaves your pull handle and you're stuck. Well, you get a couple options. So one thing that does work if you have the right size of rope is you can open up your clutches. I'll show you guys. So we'll just do this right now. So this one, pop your side panel off. That needed to come off anyways. Clutch cover comes off. There we go. So now you want to wrap a rope on your clutch. So not your secondary, but your primary here. So wrap it around kind of on this flat spot. Make usually about 3 loops. 3 to 4, no more than 4 wraps around. Just because when you pull out, you don't want it, when the sled actually fires up, you don't want cord still being on that, or it'll cause you an issue. What I like using is just get an old pull cord, carry that in your bag with you, because this can happen if your pull cord breaks, or in this case the knot came undone. Give that a pull. If the sled is, you know, not hurt any other ways, it should fire up. Now I have seen guys do that by hand. They'll just grab it, turn them. There's videos guys take their foot on like the older flip open sleds and they'll use their foot. Impressive, but with a rope it's probably the easiest way. Unless you have like electric start, which just doesn't happen, but your battery dies, so you might actually have to do that anyways. So enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get this sled apart and get this fixed. Alright, so this part really easy. Now once you have normal sleds, just pull your exhaust off. It's 2 here, bolt here. I don't think there's any other bolts. But then your can will come off. Really simple for me. The turbo had to come off. So more hoses, more bullshit, but is what it is when you want a turbo. Now what we're trying to get to, I've already taken it off, but it's right here. So you have an access hole here, here. You can get to this one right here. And then there's another one. Right down here, there's that little bend. That gives you access to this bolt. Now what we got, this is the rewind, of course. But what we're going to have to do, what we're not going to do actually, is take this apart, just because we don't have to. Just because it didn't break that bad. But what I'm needing to do is I got to pull and figure out how I can get this out. So it's going to be a little bit. Try and pop the cord up, work it around, and then pull it back through here. For this, you do not want to like preload, maybe by 1, give it a little bit, but you want to have it so it's basically at a neutral here. In my case, because it unwound the way it did, just leave it, and then we'll get it fed back through. Tie a knot, get it fed through the pull cord there, and then where we can go. But I'll just set you guys up, kind of show you what I'm doing here, but it's going to be hard to see. So first, you need to kind of find, see when you pull that, right? That's where it'll bite. So I have to go ahead, find where it is. Luckily, it's right there for me. So, get yourself a pair of pliers. Something small so you can grab it. Try to grab this. It's a little bit difficult. See, takes a little bit. There. So get a hold of it. So now, just kind of keep grabbing. You might wreck a little bit of the cord. There we go. So we got that through. See how that retracts now? So that's good, because like, yes, I'm going to have to cut this and I'll lose that little bit, but by the time it makes it out, we're going to sit like this. So it'll actually have tension on it. So that's almost perfect. Just make sure you can come all the way out. Because sometimes, like, see, you go one more, it might actually not allow you to pull the cord all the way out. I've had that issue. But I'll go ahead and I'll just do that right now. So without losing where you're at here, we'll just put a simple half hitch in. Like so. This is a Cobra cord. It's not the factory stuff, I guess. If you pull this out, get it like that. How did I do this the last time? Alright, leave it in. And now just pull that cord on the outside, work it around. See how that's preloaded now? So the cord goes all the way back into the knot that you tied. But whenever you do that on a rewind, always then pull out the cord all the way. Make sure that you get bottomed out on the cord. Go back in. There we go. So that tells us we have preload. It will pull back, but we can actually pull it out all the way and it's not going to bind the spring. When you're putting them together, it's a little bit different of a process. I've never actually had this one. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had the spring out of this one, but there is a spring in here, and if you take this bolt, pop it out, on most rewinds, they will uncoil, which makes your life a living hell. So whatever you try to do, don't take it apart, unless you have to, but we don't. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to crimp this, I'm going to feed it back through, put the handle on, and then we'll get this back into the sled. So I'm just going to try and show this. Pull your pull cord out. You can go all the way, because that doesn't matter. Take a pair of vice grips. You don't want much pressure on there, but put enough that it holds, but not enough that it wrecks your rope. So now what we'll go ahead and do, we'll just set that in our belly. Take your half hitch that you tied. Of course, we tied a really loose one, but that's what we wanted. Get your knot undone. Now this one's really frayed, but I'll use this just as an example. This Cobra cord, it's some good stuff, so try and cut it. It really doesn't like getting cut. So what we're going to do, take some tape. And I like doing this a little bit different than most, but I'll actually fold my tape over just because then you can get some traction on it. So now the end of your rope, it actually has tape on it, so it'll feed through stuff a lot better. So make sure to do this the way it needs to go. So coming in through the belly. Now come up. You want to feed it up and into the hole. Make sure you don't go around anything important. Now I can almost see it. The long pair of needle nose always helps. So they work even better. Now I can grab it, get it in position. Like that. Pull that up and pull it through. So now you can actually pull your cord back and forth. It's not grabbing on anything. When you visually look, it should be clear, nothing. So now what you want to do, feed this back into your handle. That's where the tape really helps. Just gets that fed. So now we got some abrasion on the top end. This is supposed to be the toughest cord that you can buy. But what we're going to do, I believe it's called a stopper knot. So what you do is you take your rope, go through once, and you go through twice. And you pull. It's right there. That's kind of what it should look like. So it's more or less just a double half hitch in a way. Take that sucker, really give it a test. Try not to fart when you're on camera. But there we go. Double knotted. What some people like to do is they'll actually tie a knot at the end here, just so it'll never break. Or if it does break here, then it won't pull through. I kind of just live life dangerously. And then with the rest of your cord, because you don't want that showing, because that's ugly as hell. Take a nice sharp knife. Try not to hurt yourself. Cut it. I left this one a little bit long, but not bad. There we go. So there we go. There's our, what some people call a stopper knot, but fits into our handle. Now, this is check the truth. Let go of this. Boom. She's back together. Now, it's not bolted up yet, but I'll go ahead, I'll bolt this back in, we'll be good to go. So, there you guys have it. We got the pull cord fixed on this thing. Pretty much good to go. In the upcoming videos you will see, we got to go figure out how rowdy this thing is now, being a 154. So stay tuned to that. We got a bunch of other content coming. We got the Ranger. We're going to start working on that again. We got our Mercury. Of course, it's springtime, so hopefully soon we'll be able to get that thing back on the road. Got a few things to do on that. But yeah, like always, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't yet, go below, subscribe. Give us a big thumbs up. See you next time.